Hey everybody, I'm Mike. Thanks for checking out my channel. Today I wanted to do a video about Temu. I recently did a couple videos about a kick guitar that I had bought and about a West Creek guitar that I had bought. But that wasn't all that I had purchased. I had spent relatively just under $300 on a couple items, and today I just wanted to show you what I got for that money. I did buy other things from there also, but today I just want to focus on the music equipment that I had gotten in tools. So let's see what I got, and you can tell me in the comments whether you think it was worth it or whether Temu is not worth it. So let's check out what I got. All right, I'm going to start with a couple of the smaller items I had gotten. First is a quick tool that I bought for relatively around $5. That isn't much, but it's kind of a helpful tool, and that's right here. They gave you two of them with this, and that is this tool right here. Got one still in the pack. Anyone who knows, if you put tuners on your guitar, it's always kind of difficult sometimes. It's a 10mm wrench, but sometimes the pegs could be up higher, and it's tough to get to them and loosen them. You have to kind of press down. This kind of just slides right into the nut, and you could turn it, and it's nothing big, but it's actually a very helpful tool, especially if you work on guitars and change tuners. So this was the first item, and I definitely think it was worth it. $5, Temu. All right. Second item I got, it's even smaller. This was right here. I bought this for $5 also. This is copper tubing. And the reason for this copper tubing is if you build a guitar, like I did with the kick guitar, it's shielding to put inside the pickups. If you don't put this in there, some people don't, some people do, but you can get interference from outside electronics that, especially on single coil pickups, that can really mess up the sound. You'll get a lot of fuzz and a lot of distortion in the sound. So this was something that's needed, especially if you work on guitars. It's good. They sell shielding paint, which is a little easier to use, but this was fine. I bought this. I used copper tubing. It's cheap. All right. The third item, which I'm not going to fully get into opening this all the way up, but it was just a backdrop. It's basically like a music note kind of backdrop for something that I can use in the background sometimes. I didn't really need this at all, but I saw it and I was like, you know what? I'm going to purchase it. Be kind of cool if I could use it in a video. I don't know if I ever will, but it was $10, so maybe $10 lost. I don't know. All right. Now an item that I really, really like that came out was this. I got this for relatively $6. This is a headstock holder for when you're working on a guitar. It's got different sizes, different functions. It's actually well built, made out of wood, and this was a great item for the money. I've seen these at stores where they're a little bit more. They're about $13, $14. So I feel like this was probably $7 or $8 cheaper than what you would get on Amazon. Took a couple weeks to arrive, but not bad. I mean, really about 10 days. So not even a couple weeks, a little under. So definitely a value item that I think is worth it. Now we're going to step up to a couple of the bigger items. All right, so here's one of the bigger items I bought, and by bigger I mean it was only like $18, but this is a necessity for anyone that works on guitars at all, especially if you want to do your own pickups and things like that. That's this right here. It's a soldering iron. This is actually very nice. I was using a cheap just handheld one where had no temperature gauge, no nothing, and it was very difficult to gauge how hot it was or getting the solder to work well. This I've used once now. I used it on the kick guitar where I hooked up the jacks and I hooked up the ground wire to the back, and it worked excellent. I mean, it takes me a while to solder things. I'm not very good at soldering. It's probably one of the harder things to get used to doing on a guitar, but this really worked well. I did it within seconds. I mean, it heated right up, wire went right on, and this was a great item. $18. If you're definitely getting into doing work on guitars, this is something you must have. And on Amazon, I saw this for relatively about $30. So with free shipping from Temu, it was a much better deal, probably $12 savings on this, and definitely a needed item, something that's definitely needed. So I would say pick this up from there. All right, the next item falls kind of in line. The next two are kind of around the same price. They were both about little over $60 with the tax. They both ship for free. And that first one you've already saw in a video, and it's something that I'm very proud of. And that's this kit guitar right here that I purchased. Now, it didn't come looking like this. It obviously came just, it was all natural wood, and you put it together. There's little pieces I added to this. I put the knobs and put a new pick guard, loaded pick guard with hot rails on it and locking tuners. But basically the bones of this guitar I had gotten from Temu, which was $62, I think it was. And this was a great buy. I love this guitar. I actually put about, the pick guard that I got was like 40 bucks that I bought from Amazon. And then the tuners were like 30. So I put about $70 into it. So total price about 130 some dollars and my work. And I played this guitar for like 3 hours last night and was just, I was happy with it. Really, really like it. So definite worthwhile purchase that I think from Temu. This was now $60 on Temu with the tax. On Amazon, it sells for $59, which you would say, okay, that's a little bit cheaper. But with the tax, it'd be the same, but they didn't offer free shipping on this guitar because I wanted the one with the headstock that wasn't a big block that you mold. This one had $20 shipping, so it relatively would have been $80 on Amazon. And to be fair, Temu is in partnership with Amazon because this guitar shipped from Amazon. So while I bought it through Temu, it came from Amazon and it came within about 3 or 4 days. So it wasn't like the process of waiting for it to come from China. It just came right from a Amazon warehouse and was here within a couple days, and I was building a guitar. So this was a great buy, definitely worth it. Probably saved 20 bucks by buying it on Temu. All right, the next item that I have right here is relatively the same price. It was like $59 with tax, came out to 60 something dollars with free shipping. That's this item right here, which I also really enjoy, which is a Glieri hard shell case. It's really a pretty great case. They make nice cases for the money, you know. I know people buy a lot of their guitar stuff to do modification upgrades because you can find them for under 100 bucks on Amazon, but this case is a example of a nice hard shell case, something that definitely is needed for a guitar that you don't damage it. It's well built, feels great, and most hard shell cases, if you go to a Guitar Center or something, are going to cost you 120, 130 bucks. This was $62, $63 shipped, so a definite good buy. And on Amazon, which didn't have this case completely in there, Amazon, they were close to the same price. So was it a big savings on this? I would say no. You could have bought it from Amazon probably close and got the same thing. But to be fair, when I ordered it, I did also get like 2 free watches on this purchase. So in that aspect, you know, they're cheaper watches, probably 20 bucks a piece, but it was something extra. So it was still added. So it was still good purchase. I'm happy with it. I got it within, I think, 6 days maybe. So I think it came directly from Glieri. So another great purchase, something I'm very, very happy with. So let's look at the next one right now. All right, so the final item that I had bought from Temu was the most expensive, which was $132 with shipping, a little under 131 something. But I had done a video on this, and this, of course, is this right here. The West Creek JX20 guitar. Now, my thoughts on this guitar are going to be a lot like what other people had said about this guitar online that reviewed it. It's got great parts. I mean, roasted maple neck that feels great. Ball end frets. They're not stainless steel, even though people see stainless steel on the thing. They're saying stainless steel strings. The strings are stainless steel. Bone nut. I added locking tuners to this and that was pretty much my one upgrade that I did to this. But my complaint was the same as everyone else's, that this neck, the action was so high and the bridge was all the way bottomed out, so you couldn't do anything. It was virtually unplayable, like, to point. So I had to take off the neck and put a 0.5 millimeter shim in it and do a lot of adjusting to get the bridge to where exactly. But after a couple hours of work, it's a great playing guitar. Definitely punches above its weight when you have it all set up and playing. So I really, really like this guitar. I enjoy playing it. I'll keep it. It's one of the ones I'm going to have. But definitely a good price, because on Amazon they sell for $169, but they were offering a $20 off coupon. So it would have been $149 with tax. So I relatively saved on this one. I think it was $124 and then the tax. And I probably saved almost $30 that I would have saved from Amazon on buying this, and it shipped from Amazon also, so I got it within like 3 days, and it was definitely a worthwhile purchase from there. I'm very happy with this guitar. I like working on guitars, so this was an enjoyable project to do. So a definite worthwhile purchase. Now we're going to come back with my final thoughts on what it was like buying from Temu. All right, so what are my overall views of Temu? It was definitely simple to buy from. I didn't find any nefarious stuff. I know people talk about getting information stolen, and I don't know, I'm a week in, so maybe next week I'll look at my bank account and there'll be no money in there, but I don't think that'll be the case. I actually used a company called Affirm that you could buy stuff with, and basically you have to put some money down and they cover the rest. It's like using a credit card, but it's a more protected way to buy stuff, and all I do is just at the end of the month I pay off the remaining balance. You can pay it over time if you want. I prefer not to, but I like having that as a secure system, that there's only a limited amount of money that someone stole the information they could get. So that was the way that I purchased. And would I buy from Temu again? I'll definitely buy from Temu again. I've been happy with what I've gotten from there. There's nothing like super cheap, and I know there are items you could buy that you're buying a knockoff that's a cheaper brand, but these things that I bought were mostly stuff that were for sale on Amazon, so it wasn't like something you had never heard of. I'm happy with what I bought. There are some things in there that are annoying about Temu. You'll get constant like emails, and then they put me into this whole game, this Fishland game thing, where they're like, oh, you earn points for your purchases and you could get free stuff, but it's almost virtually impossible to get to the end to get to the free stuff. I've been at it for about 3-4 weeks, and I mean, I've spent about $400 worth of stuff. So the fact that I haven't gotten to the point where I've earned any free stuff is basically just all you need to know. It's not worth it. It's a lot of constant emails every single day. You'll be getting text messages saying, hey, pick up your free item, but you're not really getting a free item. You have to try to do things to get it. And one of the things I don't like that they always try to get you to do is invite people. You get points for inviting people, but that's not who I am. I'm not inviting people. There's already enough stuff that people talk about risky things from Temu, and not getting other people involved in it. I don't want to hassle other people or bother other people. So I'd prefer you just gave me points on what I purchase, and then that gets my rewards. I'm not inviting people in or asking them to use the app. So that's my quick summary of what I got from Temu. It was overall a good experience. I have no endorsement with Temu. Obviously, a pretty small channel, so no, I didn't get any endorsement, but it was fine. Nothing nefarious, nothing bad. It was just like purchasing from anywhere else. So I'm happy with it all, and want to thank you all again for checking out my channel. It's been kind of great making these videos, and like I always say, we're always here for the same reason. We all love music, and it makes our life better. So I'll see you in the next video, which will be an interesting one about my singing. So I hope that you check it out. So as always, like and subscribe, and thank you for being here today.